Hello, good evening. Evening for me, maybe morning for you, or afternoon. Regardless, welcome to the channel. I want to start off today's video with a little bit of a disclaimer. Now, I want you to note that I'm not a financial advisor, not some form of a tax agent, not an accountant, nothing to that effect. I'm just a simple guy wanting to bring forward some very simple math, really. And today's video will be covering how much to put to one side, or put aside rather, if you're looking to save certain amounts. We'll be covering how much you'll need to put aside on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. I'll be covering a range of values from $1,000, $10,000, $30,000, and $50,000. Now, you may be thinking, why $1,000? Well, I remember there was a time where it was August 22nd, actually. I remember the date, 22nd of August 2009. I was 15 years old. I'd started working a full-time job, and I remember receiving my first pay, which was a little well over $1,000. And I remember going to the ATM, to the cash machine, and printing off the receipt and seeing my balance. I'd never seen a balance with, for me at the time, what seemed like such a astronomical figure, right? As you get older, you'll tend to realize, it doesn't get you very far these days. But at that time, you're 15, you're very young, it's a lot of money, and it was at the time. And I remember just being so, I can't describe it, I almost vividly remember that moment, but the feelings are, it's feelings of joy. You're overwhelmed, you feel like it's such an overwhelming amount of money. You're full of joy, happiness, and you feel like it's a moment in life where you've made it to some sort of a degree, At least it felt like that for me at that young age and on that day. So that's why I want to cover that. Some of you people may be watching this, you may be, a little bit on the younger end, and you're wanting to know, how much are you going to have to put aside of that pocket money, or maybe you're cutting lawns or doing something on the weekend, making a little bit of money on the side, and you're wondering, well, how much do I need to put to one side to make $1,000? And then we'll go into some larger figures shortly. So we're going to go through that. Excuse me. So, $1,000. In 1 year, you need to put aside $2.73 a day. Now, bear in mind with these figures, they're very, very close approximates. Very, very close approximates. Now, of course, they're not going to be 100% correct, but they are at least, I've gone through the figures, they're at least 99.5% correct. So, $2.73 a day. If you can put that aside for 1 year, you've got $1,000. If you're a young kid, you might be able to make that money many different ways, especially nowadays where it's a lot easier to make income and do your side hustles online. There's so many out there. I'm not here to tell you which ones to do. I'm not here to sell you a course. I'm just here to bring the math. How you make that money, that's up to you, You'll learn through your experiences, through your failures, but I don't want to alter the course of your progression, if you will. So $2.73 a day. Alternatively, if you're looking to put the money aside each week, you're looking at $19.23 you put to one side every week. Or if you're looking on the monthly end, you've got to put $83.33 aside each month. Now, there's many ways you can do this, right? You can set up a automatic direct transfer each time you get paid, or every day, or once a week, or each fortnight. There's many ways you can approach this. Better yet, if you find a term deposit where you can actively transfer these small funds into, not only are you building that saving, but you're also earning, depending on which country you live in, you know, some sort of interest. I don't know if I can say decent, but some sort of interest back on those funds that you're saving. So it's a win-win, right? Now, if you want to save that $1,000 in a little bit of a quicker time frame, this time we're looking at a 6-month period, right? You're looking to put aside $5.47 a day. This is every day. If you're doing it on the weekly end, you want to put aside $38.35 every week to one side. Or if you're looking on the monthly end, you are going to put $166.66 to one side. Within 6 months, you will have $1,000. Drinks will be on you at the bar. Now, if you want to make that in 1 month, very ambitious, you're a very ambitious young gentleman or lady, and you want to make that in 1 month, you want to impress your friends, the whole family, this is what you're looking at. Now, for this category going forward, for the monthly category, I've been splitting it up into day and week. Now, if you want to do it in 1 month, $1,000, you got to put aside $32.87 a day. On a weekly basis, you want to put aside $229.88 per week to one side. If we look on average, there's about 4.3 weeks in a month. Again, this is an approximate, a near approximate. Now we are jumping up. We are jumping up to a totally different figure, a much larger figure. And again, I explained why I wanted to cover the 1,000 range. Again, it's for our younger audience. I think it's worthy of looking into those figures. You know, we can't just be sitting here making videos about, you know, ungodly amounts for our younger generation. Whilst yes, it can be motivational, but we want to put forward something that's attainable and achievable. Because when you achieve something like I did when I was that young man at 15, it gave me a lot of, not only a lot of joy, but a lot of motivation, which helped me to progress thereafter in life. Now, we jump up to the $10,000 range, okay? So this is, again, this is going on a totally different figure. So if you want to make $10,000 in 1 year with your savings, you got to put aside $27.39 a day. Now, if you think about it, that's not too bad, you know. Might mean cutting off a few unnecessary expenses or minimizing those expenses slightly to be able to put $27.39 a day to one side. But it's definitely achievable, definitely is. With some adjustments to your expenses, it can be achieved. I think it's very achievable. So if you want to have $10,000 in 1 year, saving on a weekly basis, you're looking at putting aside $192.30 every week to one side. If you want to look at the monthly figures, you have to put $833.33 to one side every month, and you'll have $10,000 in a 1 year period. Now, if you're feeling a little bit more ambitious and want to achieve this goal in 6 months, the $10,000 mark in 6 months, put aside $54.79 every day. Weekly, $383.56 a week. Again, to one side. Monthly, you're looking at $1,666.66. And you'll hit that 10K mark in less than a year, in 6 months. Now, if you're feeling like a superhero and you want to make this in 1 month, a 10,000 in 1 month, you have to put aside $328.19 a day. Again, I'm telling you, put aside. I'm not telling you how you're going to make this money. That's up to you to figure. I want you to go on your own journeys out there. I'm not some sort of a financial advisor. I'm not here to sell you a course and tell you, do this or do that. That's none of my business, nor my place to comment on. I'm just telling you how much is required to put to one side. So in 1 month, $10,000, $328.19 a day. Weekly, that's a big number, which is normal, $2,301.49. That's 2301.49. You've got to put aside every week for 1 month, you'll have 10 grand. Moving on to the 30,000s. This is hard work. Got to have a little bit of Nespresso. Now, 30,000. You got to put aside, if you want to make this in 1 year, the 30,000, you got to put aside $82.19 a day. Weekly, $576.92. That's every week. Monthly, monthly, apologies, $2,500 to one side if you want to make this in 1 year. If you want to make that $30,000 in 1 year, you put aside $2,500 a month. Now, if you want to make it in 6 months, $30,000 in 6 months, put aside $164.38 a day. If you want to make it in 1 week, put aside, I'm getting lost in all these numbers here. My sincere apologies. If you want to make the $30,000 in 6 months, you have to put aside $1,150.70 a week. If you're looking on a monthly basis, you got to put aside $5,000 a month to hit that $30,000 mark in a 6-month period. Now, what happens if you want to make $30,000 in 1 month? Well, you have to put aside $984.54 every single day for 1 month. Again, that's approximately 4.3 weeks. Round it down, that's 4 weeks. Let's just say 4 weeks. Again, approximate figures here. Now, weekly, if you want to make 30,000 on one, if you want to save it in 1 month, 30,000, weekly, you have to put aside $6,904.10 a week. Finally, we've reached the big number, 50,000. 50,000 smacks, 50,000 schmackaroonies. If you want to make 50,000 in 1 year, put aside $136.98 a day. Weekly, put aside, again, this is if you're saving on a weekly basis towards that $50,000 goal in the 1 year period, put aside $961.53 a week. Now, if you are looking to conduct your savings on a monthly basis to be able to achieve that $50,000 in 1 year, put aside $4,166.66. That's 4166.66 to one side every month for 1 year. You've got 50 grand in your pocket. Of course, we're now going to cover that half-year period. If you're looking to make this in a 6-month period, sorry, just a moment, please. Pardon me. Continuing, 6-month period, $50,000. You got to put aside if you're going to do it on a daily basis, $273.97 a day. You put it to one side, for 6 months, you've got 50 grand. Now, looking into if you're going to put it aside every week, if you can put aside $1,917.83 a week to one side in your savings, within a 6-month period, you've got 50 grand. Moving on to monthly stats. If you can, and I feel like I've said if you can and one side a million times here, but forgive me, it's just the nature of the conversation, right? So if you can put aside $8,333.33 every single month for 6 months, you've got $50,000. And lastly, last and least, okay? So 50,000 in 1 month, if you're looking to make it in 1 month, if you can put aside $1,643.81 every single day in 1 month, again, you're looking at about 4 weeks, 4.3 weeks there, you've got 50,000 in the pocket. But you're looking to put $1,643.81 every single day to one side for 1 month, you've got it, baby. Alternatively, if you can put aside $11,507.47 to one side for 1 month, you've got $50,000. So that's it, really. I mean, I hope you found it. I hope you found these numbers interesting. Getting an idea of, breaking it down to a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I hope you found that a little bit eye-opening, interesting, perhaps motivating. If you did, if you didn't, or what your thoughts were on it all, let me know. Leave a comment. Don't be shy. Tell me what your thoughts are, really. And I'm probably going to get a lot of comments. Some people saying slash, like putting aside almost well over $11,500 a week is quite far from achievable, but probably is. But who am I to judge? Maybe there's people out there, and there is people out there, I should say, that are able to do that, and whether that's through, appropriate ways, or I hope not nefarious ways, well, again, that's not my place to judge nor investigate, but there are people out there that can achieve this. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you believe in yourself and you find a way to be able to achieve that in a healthy way, in a healthy manner, then, I mean, I salute you, all the best to you. And I wish you well. These are just simple numbers that I'm presenting. I'm a simple man. Again, not a financial advisor. I do have a special offer going on at the moment with Coinbase, actually. And I'll drop the link in the description of this video. But basically, if you join through my link, right, and sign up, and I believe if you make, I think it's even if you make one very small micro transaction, you receive 5 USDC in crypto. So you receive 5 USDC. Again, that's $5, and depending on what country you live in, that $5 may be a significant amount within your currency. So if you want, check out the link in the description below. Doesn't cost you anything really to sign up. It's completely free, and it not only helps me, it helps you. I mean, you get a free 5 USD, and it helps me out as well. I get a very small, I think a micro percentage of a commission. So hey, we're both winners at the end of the day, right? I believe that's only going on for the next 3 months, I'd like to say, if I'm not mistaken. So get in quick. hit the link below in the description and sign up if that's your thing, if you're interested. I mean, again, free money in your pocket, and I think I get a very small kickback from that. So win-win for myself and for you, the viewer. And yeah, that's it really. I mean, that's all I really wanted to talk about. If you've been enjoying the channel, I mean, if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, you know, hit the subscribe button. It's not a very difficult thing to do. I'm not really one to say, you know, hit the subscribe button or press the bell. I think that's kind of cringy, but you know, I feel like sometimes it's appropriate, you know, sometimes it's appropriate to grow a channel, but I don't want to shove it down your throats. Again, if you're interested, that is, you can press the subscribe button. If you're not, no harm done, don't really care. It doesn't harm me, it doesn't harm you. And everyone goes on and life goes on and we live happily ever after, hopefully. So enough waffling on. I bid you farewell and a good evening, a good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is on your end. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I guess we'll see you again in the future. You know, I don't know what type of a video it may be. You know, you could see from my channel, my videos vary from very different things and content. So that's just me. You know, when I feel like doing something, or I have something on my mind, I'll turn the camera on, hit record, and share my thoughts, you know. So again, wish you well and good night. Bye-bye.